I want to give you guys my first impression of Salt and Sanctuary. It's a game that it came out, I want to say, in March of this year for the PlayStation 4, and it just got released on Steam the 17th of May. If we don't know too much about the game, it's pretty much a Metrovania type game, and it has the difficulty and kind of the feel of a Dark Souls game. Now, I'm gonna say this straight off the bat. This is my very first time ever playing a Dark Souls game. Um, to be completely honest with you, I was turned off by difficult video games ever since the Ninja Gaiden Black game. I don't know, some of my viewers may be a little too young to remember this, but go on Google or YouTube. Ninja Gaiden Black has always been always in usually people's top 10 of the world's most difficult video games. That game was tremendously hard. And ever since then, I haven't been too, keen on difficult games. But since I got back into gaming, I've been noticing that some of the games that I've been playing have been a little easier for me. I've been watching videos from BG, and he recommended this is a pretty good game. I want to get into the Dark Souls series, and I decided to get this one instead because it's a lot cheaper. It's newer, and I don't have to invest the $30 or $40 I would have to picking up Dark Souls 3. So if you aren't too familiar with the Dark Souls series, these games are pretty much known for their difficulty. These games are notoriously hard. The regular enemies will kill you like none other. And don't even get me on the bosses. The bosses are huge. They're cheap. I mean, you're gonna die in this game. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This game will make you, get to the point of raging. Now, I don't know if Salt and Sanctuary is a little harder to master than the other Souls games. Like I said before, this is my first Soul game. But yeah. So these games are RPGs. So you have different classes that you can be, and you also have you can progress your character up to different levels. They have mages, they have paladins, they have I even seen a cook on here. I have no idea what that is. And they have your knight class, of course. So yeah, so far I'm enjoying the game. It is definitely difficult. Let me get it out right. I can't even speak right now. It's definitely a difficult game. So far I just bought the game last night. So I don't probably play like 3-4 hours, maybe I think 2 hours. Honestly, 2 hours of it. And I'm enjoying it. Like I said, the game is definitely not easy. And if you like an easy challenge, this is not for you. So I'm just going through the menu right here, seeing what's what. So if you look at the top of the screen, the red is obviously your health, and the little bluish bar underneath it is your stamina. Now, I'm used to hack and slash games. I'm not used to conserving my stamina. I'm speaking weird now, and I'm not used to conserving that. So, I'm not, like I said, once again, this is my very first time playing one of these type of games. So I'm not used to going to, guns blazing, if you will, and then swinging my sword all over the place. One thing I had to, realize and understand after playing these games is managing your stamina is pretty important. I died a lot of times because I didn't understand the whole idea of managing it correctly. You also, so now below that you have on your left hand side, it has your the weapons you could have. You could have currently right now I have a sword and a sword and a shield to hold, and then I also could duel with my sword. Now I don't know if dual wielding the sword will make you attack faster or stronger. I'm not too sure, but I know that you had the option to either hold the sword and the shield or just the sword. This is the little tree, progressions tree. So how you level up in this game, you collect stuff like salts. In the Dark Souls games, it was souls, and you know, I'm sure there's other different type of methods of collecting your XP and whatnot. So, and I didn't understand this, and I didn't know this. I usually hear other gamers talking about, you know, how that, you know, I lost my souls, man. This is so messed up. So at the bottom right of the corner, you have the gold, which is obviously for gold, and then you have a little pillar of salt there. And I think they chose a perfect like icon to represent the souls, because you get pretty salty when you lose them. Now, so what you do, you collect these salts, and have you seen, like a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago, you go to these shrines and you pray. And when you get to these shrines, you can use those salts to upgrade your character. And when you upgrade your character, you get points that you can use to fill out your skill tree. You also can use your salts to upgrade your weapons and your equipment and whatnot. So that's something pretty cool to use. And yeah, I'm enjoying the game. So get back to more of the item stuff. At the top right hand side, where you have that little as you would say, the candle and this other stuff, the red items are flags. Now the smaller item is something that refills your health a very small amount very slowly, and the big red one, the one that has number 3 beside it, is something that fills it's called a big red flask, if I'm not mistaken. It refills your health fastly, and you get them every time you die. Now, which is cool, you know. And whenever a game gives you a potion that refills your health really fast, it'll let you know that the game is pretty difficult. And this game is not for the faint of heart, and it's not difficult. I mean, it's not easy at all. So yeah. Alright guys, apologize for the little cut I had to answer the phone. So yeah, like I was saying, I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, this game is so far pretty good. I don't really have no problems with it at all. It's definitely a challenge. If you don't like a good challenge in your games, I would say this is not for you, but it's definitely a challenge. Well, a challenge. So yeah, something that you would have to do in this game, you would have to block. Like, there's no way in the world that you can get through this game without blocking. And something that I realized pretty later on in my first like impressions of it, that rolling is really important. Rolling pretty much give you some invincible frames, allow you to dodge some moves that would hit you. They look like they hit you, or let you pass through an enemy. And see, the difference between this and the Souls game, if you haven't played one before, is that the Souls game is 3D and this is on a 2D plane. So that really makes for a pretty hard dynamic, which I think makes the boss fights even harder, because these bosses are so huge and they have attacks that can move all across the screen, and sometimes you get trapped in the corner and you're not able to attack them properly. So yeah, it's pretty important for you to dodge and block and whatnot. And when you block, I don't know if you better see it doing this little first little playthrough right here, but when you block an attack, it uses some of your stamina, and that could, that could be something that you could, you will need to keep an eye on. Managing your stamina and knowing where the block and roll is probably so important for that's what I noticed so far with this game. Also is that what it was, I had something I want to talk about. Let me see, this gameplay. Oh yeah, so when you die in this game, you have, I mean, you'll see it probably at the end of this video, but what happens when you die, you drop all your salts, and what you have to do, you have to go back to that location that you died at. Let's say you fell to your death, there'll be a monster there you have to fight to get your salts back. or you will be fighting. Like if a creature kill you, you will have to go back kill that creature to get your salts back, and that can be very frustrating. Cause like I said, anything can kill you. Like if you're not managing your stuff right, your stuff correctly, then you could easily get killed. And the point of dropping your souls is a pretty good dynamic, because anything can kill you in the game, like I said, and having to go back and fight that creature again to get your souls back is pretty I like that feature about it. So I'm soon about to come up on a boss here. Oh, this is these shrines. See what, when you die in this game, because you're gonna die, the last shrine that you prayed at, this is me praying right now, is where you will go to when you die. That's where you go back to. Like I said, it's my first impression now, so I didn't know what I was doing too much, but yeah. So in a little bit here, I'll be going up to face the first boss that I encountered, and yeah. So guys, I'm gonna cut it right here. Like I said, this game is pretty good. I advise you to check it out, and I want to say it's 16 bucks, maybe 17 bucks on Steam right now. So give it a good watch, and let me know what you think.